It's a bit ironic that someone who uses copyrighted art to promote herself in commercial ventures is getting me on copyright infringement, but I digress. In my video documenting and criticizing the promotional tactics used to promote the Maradonia saga, I used about 20 seconds of footage from Gloria Tesch's 3.5-minute book trailer, as well as a few illustrative photos. Gloria's media team filed a DMCA takedown notice against me for violating their copyright. Despite the fact that limited use of others' material for purposes of critique and commentary is covered under the Fair Use Clause, I cannot file a counterclaim because it would suggest I am claiming to have the right or permission to distribute this material, and I do not. Filing a counterclaim would also release my personal information to Gloria's family, and if possible, I would like to avoid that. Gloria Tesch and her publicity machine are not worth lawyer fees and legal issues to me. I will not be challenging Liberty Media's request to have my original video taken down. However, the message is what's important to me, and now, more than ever, I intend to be heard, especially since part of my point in making the original video was to draw attention to the fact that Team Tesch was trying to silence me. They edit comments and reviews extensively if they can, apparently trying to make it seem like everyone who's heard of Gloria's work responds by celebrating it. Not so. And now, instead of just deleting comments and cherry-picking reviews, they've taken aim at around a dozen critics who had videos discussing her work. All of our videos were flushed, regardless of whether our use of the Tesch's material was within reasonable limits. Did they file the DMCA takedown notices mainly because they didn't like what we had to say, or was it really to protect their material? Well, I'd ask whether they did the same thing to any videos using her material in a positive light, but there aren't any, so there's no way to know. That's right, not a single fan video exists, though I wouldn't be surprised if this observation inspires someone on Team Tesch to create one under a sock puppet account. I will now present an edited version of my video, which includes absolutely no material owned by the Tesch's, MDO Trust, or Liberty Media. I am allowed to criticize Gloria Tesch's work, and the appalling behavior of anyone associated with her if I wish to. This is what is called free speech, and it is protected in my country by the First Amendment. I am also allowed to mention her name, her book, and any reference to anything demonstrably true about her activities without being accused of breaking the law. None of this constitutes defamation either. Defamation claims have to be untrue and known to be so by the claimant, and I support every claim I make. And finally, I am allowed to show screen-captured images of sites associated with her work, such as Amazon.com reviews, public YouTube comments made by her representatives, and third-party websites which make reference to or quote her work. It is not copyright infringement to speak someone's name, mention someone's book, or repeat a public quote that person has made. Again, if anyone involved with Team Tesch slaps this new video with a copyright claim, it will constitute perjury. It is not legal to make false claims of this nature. Anyone claiming that this video constitutes a violation of Tesch's copyrights will be making a legal statement that I have infringed on a copyright, which, as you will see, I will not be doing. It is evident that Team Tesch is very wealthy, as suggested by their willingness to self-publish half a dozen books, buy a pay-per-view TV show slot to promote them, and pay a media team to develop them into a movie all on their dime. But being rich doesn't give them the right to break the law or abuse the system. If I want to point out the misleading, deceptive, abusive, and downright silly tactics Team Tesch uses to promote Maradonia, I am allowed to do that, along with voicing any opinions I wish to along the way. None of that is illegal. I will be heard. I will not be silenced. It's called freedom of speech. What, do you people hate America? Hi guys, it's Swank Ivy. Some of you may not know this, but in some literary criticism-related circles, I'm pretty well known for some scathing and comprehensive negative reviews of Eragon and other books by Christopher Paolini. However, I'm not here to talk about Chris Paolini today. I touch on it because he's a writer who self-published his masterpieces at a young age and therefore got the child prodigy treatment, and it's through discussion of his work that I came across the work of an embarrassingly deluded and shockingly egotistical young writer who also self-published, and she goes by the name of Gloria Tesch. I hardly know where to begin rating on her parade, but let's make one thing clear. I haven't read her books except for a god-awful excerpt, but I don't diss her work to be hateful or to levy personal attacks. The reason I'm bothering to make a video about a no-name teenage girl with ego issues is that her promotional techniques are nothing short of sickening. So, in order to make a statement where she can't silence me, I'm making a video. I do hope she sees it and learns a lesson about why you can't just lie about fame and success if you want to ever actually achieve anything. First, a quick overview of her major promotional sins. Number 1. Apparently trying to hide that she is self-published. It's great if kids write and complete a novel, but apparently not many people realize that tons of creative kids do this. I know I did. I'd written 2 books before I turned 15. The difference here is that her parents threw money at her literary toilet training, and now she refers to the process as when she got published, and talks about it as if the printing and selling itself is an achievement. Number 2. claiming to be the youngest novelist in the world. Of course, all you have to do is say younger writers have actually achieved publishing contracts, legit ones, and she'll either delete your communication or ramble for a while about how hers count for more because they are 800 pages. They are that long because they are printed in a large font with lots of white space around them, incidentally. Without the poor formatting, they're around 60,000 words apiece. Number 3. Spamming Yahoo and Wiki Answers with who's the youngest novelist questions and then answering them to promote herself. When she was repeatedly discredited and more honest users updated the details to reflect real younger authors, she either went back in and re-edited it or just started a new question like, who is the youngest novel writer in the whole world? Or something. Her actions have caused these questions to be frozen to changes on Wiki Answers because she wouldn't stop abusing it. Number 4. Cherry-picking testimonials and reviews for her site while deleting any criticism she gets, labeling all detractors as haters. She repeatedly claims that being hated is a sign of success and, of course, jealousy, even though what people like me are reacting to are her deliberately misleading promotional tactics. As for the writing, there are lots of specific, constructively negative reviews of her book on Amazon where she can't censor them, so the truth comes out. Overwhelmingly 1-star reviews, with a 5-star review from a lady who was hired to edit the book. Gee, a glowing review from someone on the payroll? Never! But if criticism shows up anywhere where she can delete it, it suddenly disappears. No, it's not mindless hating if we're saying negative things that are true. Number 5. Claiming she signed a contract for a TV show. What she doesn't tell you is that it's public access, which, like her publishing deal, is available to anyone who purchases a slot. Why would a no-name writer get a DV deal? J.K. Rowling doesn't even have a TV show. Number 6. Swiping copyrighted art to promote herself. Most of these images are copyrighted fantasy art by known artists or just swiped off Google Images. If the images were signed or initialed, authorship is cut out. And wait, what? This is for a movie? Yep. She's claimed that she is going to be the executive producer and screenwriter for it. Fat chance if her idea of promoting herself is to steal artwork from real artists and slap it on her movie poster. By the way, she once made a statement that her movie had an offer from New York, but they turned it down because it was too low. Strange how a person who has never queried a literary agent for her books is now pretending to have any sort of offer for her creations. Her actions suggest she doesn't know how to take that step. She only knows how to pay people to take it for her. Incidentally, she also claims that there is going to be a theme park based on her books. I don't think her parents have that much money, though, so I don't think we have to fear it. And guess what? Some horrendous movie footage has already been taped in all its green screen glory. This is where I originally had a 20-second clip from Gloria's book trailer. You can watch the entire thing on her YouTube channel, Maridonia Book, for now. Why do I say for now? Because the evidence suggests that the current administration is not fond of the book trailer for marketing purposes and appears to find it very embarrassing, though they're also trying to claim it was bad intentionally. Before all our videos were yanked, a Team Tesh employee went around to videos that mentioned her and thanked us for our publicity, spammed us about checking out her book website, and claimed the book trailer was obviously comic satire. He got flagged for spamming, of course, and maybe that's part of the reason he DMCA'd us, even though he just thanked us for our publicity. But satire? Really? I don't think he knows what that word means. However, on one of the videos where he posted this claim amidst the advertising, an interesting discussion developed. The Liberty Media employee admitted outright that the trailer was embarrassing and that her campaign has been kind of a disaster all along. You know it's bad when even people who work for you are talking crap about you. These quotes are from public YouTube comments the employee made, but I cannot show you screen caps because the video on which he left spam and revealed his opinions is also taken down for copyright infringement like the rest of us. So, given that, maybe this guy will convince them that this book trailer isn't doing them any favors. However, considering Gloria still has it linked everywhere as of this writing, and appears to condone its use in promotions featuring her, I have to wonder. But worst of all, number 7, ridiculous claims of frenzied fans, unyielding demand for her books, and resulting product scarcity that just plain doesn't exist. These blatant lies are all chronicled in a video Gloria has released, which she is referring to as her book trailer. It incorporates scraps of the movie and a bunch of sound bites, casting her as the subject of a non-existent show, making a big deal of this supposedly talented child author and pretending everyone's clamoring to buy her books. So then, the book trailer asks for a quote on how the books are doing, and we have this guy who's apparently supposed to be a bookstore manager or something, claiming the books are moving so fast they can't even keep them in stock. People are just snatching them up left and right. It's amazing! But that's not the whole story. I worked in a major bookstore for 6 years. Self-published authors were unable to even have their books ordered into our store, and if they personally arranged a signing with our managers, they were sometimes permitted to leave 1 or 2 copies with us, which always languished in the local authors section until we did a house cleaning and got rid of them. I'm sure she gets the same treatment when she sets up a signing, and that the stores don't stock multiple copies of the books at all. Of course, that doesn't stop her from doing stuff like taking books down and putting hers in their place to pretend the store actually carries them, not noticing that her unfortunate choice of position here suggests that her book is the number 1, number 2, and number 3 bestseller that week. I should know. The signage indicates that that's the chain I worked at, and I know how their list works. Pretending they're flying off the shelves is ridiculous. And what about this? We've got some guy posing as an unnamed authority, making excuses for why her books don't appear to be in stock anywhere, and instead of giving us the real reason, he basically claims that they're perpetually sold out. He says that even though her books are so in demand, the publisher only prints a certain amount, so you're out of luck if they run out before you buy one. Is that really how it works? Just no. When you're self-published, you pay a company to print your book, and what determines the availability is your choice of print run. When a real publisher has to go to reprints to satisfy the demand, I assure you they're more than willing and damn happy about it. And who are these people saying these things? Why would this guy be labeled as show host, as if viewers wouldn't recognize that he was the show host if it was a real show? And why aren't there any of the other testimonials credited with names and positions? Why would adults be excitedly cosplaying characters from self-published kids' books? Has anyone heard of Gloria Tesh besides us haters on the internet? Come on now. I bet more people have heard of me. I know. Let's see if the bookstores have heard of her at all. If her writing causes 2.5-hour lines of cosplaying fans, demands that outweigh the supply, and crazed readers requesting autographs on their faces, I should be able to find at least one mainstream bookstore in the area where I could buy a copy. Right?
We don't have it. Other stores might have it, or maybe a smaller bookstore, a mom-and-pop bookstore locally might have it.
Did it not come up?
No. Sorry about that.
Thanks.
Right, it's not in our computer system. We can't sell it. Sorry, I can't help you, dear.
Nothing's showing up for Gloria Tesh. I do not fit with anything in our system.
Comes up no such item. Apparently something we are not able to get.
Nothing came up for that.
Well, if it's a self-published like that, they often don't get into the big box stores.
And I did not get any hits with them. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we carry anything of hers.
I didn't pull anything up. No record found.
I think I rest my case. What's sad is she's physically done book signings at half these places. Maybe when they said they just can't keep the books on the shelves, they meant it a little differently than she's trying to suggest. My advice to Gloria Tesh? Before you go around the internet pretending everyone's obsessed with your work, write a worthy manuscript and get a publishing contract. Achieve something worthy of the praise you've been fabricating. And please stop listening to your loved ones about what a genius you must be to write novels at your age, because I've got news for you. Just about every creative child does that. Critics are not trying to bring you down or mindlessly attack you. It would be a shame if someone with high aspirations and lots of drive killed her writing career before it had a chance to start. Everyone who sees this book trailer is being alerted that you're delusional through your own actions. Do you want to be a good writer, or do you just want to pretend to be famous? Money can't buy expertise, only practice will. Do it and stop embarrassing yourself.